Prayers to Guru Ramana for Jnana. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram by Sri Sadhu Om. Selected verses from the book The Path of Sri Ramana, 2023 edition. Verses translated by Michael James. Read by Jani Butler. Graciously ordain or bless me to be fixed unshakably in the divine feet, which are your being, which is devoid of going anywhere, devoid of combining with anything, devoid of becoming any other thing, devoid of even the slightest wavering or movement, devoid of dying, and devoid of rising even a little for any reason whatsoever. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 233. If one looks, leaving the mind to go in the way it goes, its sense strength, namely its strength to go out through the five senses, to wander about among sense impressions, will just increase, and it will never instead turn back within, losing its outward rushing momentum. Therefore, my Lord, bestow your grace at least now, so that my mind turns back to be facing inside, looking at myself alone, without going out even the slightest through the five senses. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 144. You who, like an expert mechanic ascertaining the place in which a complication, fault, or damage exists in a machine, namely the mind, have the skill to rectify it. When you know wherever mischief or evil resides in me, why do you just remain looking on in this manner, leaving me in this condition, your grace not surging in order to cause that trouble or hindrance to cease? Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 906. When a person tells their afflictions or sufferings by spoken words to another person, if that other person is sufficiently powerful or capable, those afflictions being removed or made to cease by that powerful person will give joy, will it not? If I, who am devoid of strength, tell all my deficiencies and afflictions to anyone other than you, who has adequate power to give me joy by removing them all. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 929. Being the power that is able to do everything, knowing everything, more than everyone else you have compassion, kindness, pity, or care for me, do you not? Because of that, I do not go after any people of the world even to the slightest extent, for anything whatsoever. May you alone, therefore, graciously protect me. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 645. You know everything, and you are able to do everything. More than everyone else, you have compassion, kindness, pity, or care. When you are thus, why this slowness, tardiness, or delay to bestow your grace on me, who am growing weary of heart, lamenting and telling all my deficiencies and grievances to you in so many ways? Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 766. Enough of all the gains, benefits, or pleasures of this world that I have in so many previous lives asked for and obtained from you. They were all only Atma aparada, transgressions, offenses, or sins against myself, diverting me away from knowing and being what I actually am. Alas, why did I ask? At least from now on, subjugate me beneath you, making me subside and dissolve back into the heart under the shade of your feet, so that I may remain without ever again rising as one who asks you in this manner for anything whatsoever. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 733. Leaving you, my own real nature, joining this body by taking it to be myself, and roaming about the world seeking things other than myself, what pleasures did I obtain? Is this behavior by which I cheat myself wisdom? Give me your grace by you rectifying this state, removing my foolish ignorance. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 739. If I had true love for you, would I ever again go away leaving you, rising as something unreal, namely ego, the false awareness, I am this body? Lord, brushing aside the blemish of my pretended submission or humble adoration, graciously give me true love for your feet. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 326. Pestering you with my repeated prayers, the divine wealth that I, this dog, wish to gain from you is only true love for you. I do not wish to receive any other boons by which unreal pleasures are accumulated. Give me only loving servitude to your feet lotuses. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 337. Let everything else happen in accordance with the will of your fully blossomed lotus feet. But I always beg you for just one thing, achieving this true love for you. At this very moment, may you sweetly and graciously grant me such love. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 339. without being contrary to the word of those wise sages who say, if one reaches, depends upon, or takes refuge in, the feet of one who has suitable power, namely the supreme power of Atma-jnana, pure self-awareness, cessation of birth will be extremely easy. Ramana, Avatara, descent or fresh appearance of Dakshamurti in this Kali Yuga or age of strife. With the eye of your grace look at me, who have reached your side, taking refuge in you alone. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 598. Where am I now? Henceforth, where and by means of what effort will I go? Before this, where and as what was I? Not knowing anything about such matters, I am perishing in the dense darkness of body delusion. The delusion, this body alone is I. For me, who am such a deluded fool, you alone are my refuge. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 660. Kado, Lord, who exists transcending all appearances, who do not see the illusory fabrications, which are of three kinds, namely soul, world, and God, which come into existence, flourish, and cease. In other words, Lord, who shine transcending the illusory appearance of soul, world, and God, and of their creation, sustenance, and destruction. Sadguru Maharishi, who stood appearing as a human form in front of my eyes, the shade of your feet alone are my refuge. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 655. Annamalai, who stood as the great hill of Shiva Jnana, pure awareness, which is Shiva, now taking this divine human form, which is more pleasant or blissful than the cool southern breeze, as Ramanacharya, Ramana Sadguru, you have taken charge of me, your slave. Lord, may you therefore be gracious to me. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 646. Any second person thing, namely whatever appears in front of me, whether inside or outside, with a feeling of two-ness, as if it were other than myself, is not God. Hence, immersing within with love in my own real nature is alone real Guru Bhakti, is it not? Therefore, graciously give that alone. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 349. Auspicious One, Shiva, who on that day in ancient times rose up as the great Aruna hill, Guru, bearing the name Śrī Ramana, by your eye of jnana, see or look at me, who exist always seeking the support, protection, and help of you, for whom nothing is impossible. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 4. Even though they be the exalted Guru or God, they do not give liberation except to those who want it. Wanting it, I am asking you, but I do not have the heart-blossoming strength to be fit to attain it. Therefore, taking charge of me, graciously give that, namely, the required blossoming of heart. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 131. Bounteous giver, who do not give the casket of the gem of two-less, secondless or non-dual silence, except to those who have wholehearted and all-consuming liking for it. Seeing the nature or wretched condition of me, who am begging you to bless me, so that by your grace such liking is obtained by me, and therefore taking pity on me, may you be gracious, uplifting me, or taking charge of me. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 680. Please show mercy so that I realize the truth that food, shelter, and clothing are merely for life to stay in this body, and that the purpose of this birth is not to nurture this body, but rather to experience the pure awareness of oneself. Śrī Ramaṇa Sahasram, verse 62. From the book, The Path of Sri Ramana, 2023 edition. Om Namo Bhagavate, Śrī Ramaṇa Ramanaya.